This is Justin AMZN on Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. So we get our answer today. So part of my subject of yesterday's video is, will it continue? And it definitely did. Another day of higher volume, higher high, higher low. Sorry, didn't mean to zoom out. Just bumped the mouse. There we go. Higher high, higher low. We did have a little bit of a pullback right out the gate. Came down, almost touched the 100, didn't quite get there. And then bounced. And then we were hanging out in the 3450s for most of the day. And then we had this really interesting volume spike at the end of the day. So let's go take a look at the 5-minute. You can see that there's huge volume to close out the day, close out the month. Not exactly sure what that means, but that's a lot of volume in the last 10 minutes and had a really nice push up here. We'll look at what it does to the options when you have this kind of move. Obviously, you wouldn't go into the last 15 minutes of the day expecting this and just, sit on some options looking for this kind of move the same day. It's unlikely to happen the same day. But yeah, still just really interesting that we had this kind of a breakout. And the question again is, will this continue? Could we come back into the 100, actually touch the 100? Yeah, maybe in a couple days, maybe soon, but maybe not too soon. So anyway, here's this pullback right out the gate. We dipped back down, got back going up again. This really looks like a double bottom here. Let me get the sketch tool out. Come on. All right, there we go. So double bottom here, not much of a retest, more of like a kind of a stair step here. I guess it kind of is a retest. I mean, technically it does retest like with this candle, right back into this neckline price. If I could draw it straight, that a little bit of a stair step, a little bit of a retest here. So get rid of all this again, be like, okay, so higher, second low, retest there, and then continues, but it just goes sideways. So totally different slope than we had yesterday, where we were riding up the 5 exponential like this, and then we eventually came back down to the 21 more quickly. Today we just kind of followed the 21 pretty steadily, came back, almost touched it here, didn't quite touch it anywhere earlier, and then got into it again here. Some people were buying on this candle, and we looked like we're breaking down. But it's such a bullish trend. We're not actually breaking down. We're putting in a really nice hammer, turning this into a Morningstar reversal. And there was some really nice oversold on the RSI during that time. So let's jump into the call. This is the 3,500 call we're looking at. So what's really interesting is where I've got the cursor, the low that we had in here earlier, kind of a low of a double bottom retest. Like this area, 657, those were all really good entry areas, entry zone for some support, place to buy. And they all ran up for 3R. So get in at 7, get out at 10, get in at 7, get out at 10, get in at 7, get out at, well, more than 10 in this case, but that would have worked multiple times today. Did you know it would have worked? No, but you still could have bought here at 7 on this kind of a RSI overbought and, just ridden that up to 10. Now this one you would have had to hold, not just through here, not getting all the way up, but a pullback, and then it does actually get to 10, and then you could have done it again. And this is the only thing you really could have been solidly in at the end of the day, looking for getting it, well, not quite the end of the day, not the last 15 minutes, but here, if you had gotten into this again and just looked for that target of 10, it probably would have filled your target way quicker than you were expecting. Or at this point, you're looking to hold this as a swing, looking for it to continue a move higher. I don't recommend holding these overnight when it's the same week. That's your own choice to do that. I would at least be a week away, and I would like to have some premium already locked in. Like if I'm in a few contracts, to get out of some and hold on to a portion, a smaller portion of that trade. That way if it goes against me, I'm eating into profit, not eating into my money. But that's what I would suggest doing. But again, you have to make your own decisions. You trade at your own risk, all of that. And then in the put here, so again, I've got earlier in the day kind of above the screen here because it really just skews this whole chart. But you can see the same time that we were putting in an overbought. Now I'm feeling like I said it the wrong way again. This one's overbought. This is oversold. So overbought about the same time, 12:20, 12:30 Central Time. We're right back up here, retesting a previous high as resistance and rolling down. All of this is confluence to say, hey, this is a good place to be getting in. This is a good place to get, whether you're getting into shares or getting into an option that has this kind of a pullback and a smaller candle. This is a really great candle to just set up to trade, get in above it. So get in at 710, something like that. Stop down at 610, make it $100 risk, and you're good to go. You could even just get out. I mean, this many bullish candles in a row, you could just be getting out at 9 and lock in 2 Rs, because that's a lot of buying all of a sudden, and it doesn't quite get up to 10. But I mean, sure, get out at 9 on any of these candles here. That's that's getting out. At the end of the month, it depends on where you're at on the month, but that's being proactive with taking some profits. And you would have had to hold through being barely up here for it to finally get up to 10. This is kind of your S curve here. It just didn't continue on up till it got over here. And at this point we were making lower highs, so that totally makes sense to get out when it gets to a nice round number like 9. From 7 to 9, 2 Rs that would have worked. So but yeah, it just bounced here. Like, what was so special about this? I guess maybe this price came down and retested the highs from the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the day through here. I guess kind of the first 2 hours of the day through here. So this was a retest of that earlier price from today, and 34.40. I think we traded into that price yesterday. Yep. So it was the highs from yesterday as well, at least kind of the closes. So this close was 34.42. So we came back into that range, came back into the highs or the bullish candles of yesterday, and retested with this candle today. So it totally makes sense that we would do that and see if we can retest this as old resistance becoming new support. And sure enough, it worked. So we'll see if we can do something like that tomorrow. If we do continue up, maybe we'll get a pullback to, I don't know, 34.55 into these highs and then bounce. Or maybe we'll get a pullback back into 34.40, the same low as today. Not the same low, the same pivot as today. Maybe we'll even get a bigger pullback to 33.66.80 at some point. But I'm just saying that because it's on the chart right now. I would like this to continue up, but let's give ourselves some hope that we can get in a lower price, right? Anyway, hope this helps. This is just an Amazon. And I just realized I didn't look at the monthly. I didn't want to do that. Let me do that really quick instead of signing off right here. Let's see what the monthly is doing, because this really looks like a good hammer. It's a little high off of the 21. That's the only thing I don't like. This hammer was nicely, kind of splitting the 21. This hammer as well, it was right off the 21. I would really like this hammer to be right on the 21. Same with this one. This one didn't bounce off of the 21 on a monthly. But where it's at, I mean, we could get back above and kind of trade up in this channel again. We've been in this channel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months. But we've been going sideways for like a year up in this range. So, I finally thought things were going to push up a little bit. This does look like a little bit of a really big S curve. So obviously we did this one here and then kind of dipped again and continued on up. And then here we are here doing maybe another kind of dip thing like that. And we'll continue on up. So could we be at a place where, we've got a hammer that's about to help us bounce? Do we go If it's this one, do we have another pullback, make a new lower low, and then go higher? So could we pull back further into the 21 and then go higher? Sure, that's a lot of I mean, that would mean this bullish candle, this monthly candle does get taken out. If that happens. But I think the location could be a little stronger. It is a really nice looking candle. I just kind of want the location to be better. We do have kind of the top part of the hammer, the head of the hammer, sitting right on the 5. We did that here. We were below it here. So we were sitting below the 5 here. So maybe that has something to do with it. So, and then we kind of have some other candles where we're sitting on the 5 right there, kind of right there, a little bit below right here. We were sitting on it here. We're a little bit below on this one. I don't know, that 5, we've had different times where we've just ridden that 5 up for a while, and you know, we could just continue doing that. So that means the 5 could just continue to drift sideways. I mean, we really could go for another year going sideways. I mean, this is not unheard of for any stock to go sideways for this long. Well, not any recent IPO, but any stock that's got many years to it could do something like this, and it wouldn't be out of the question after the kind of run up that it's had from, I mean, we don't even have it all. We don't even have it all on the screen. So, you know, a lot of percentage gains. So anyway, that's my take on the monthly, and I think that's it. Okay, so on to September. Hope this helps. This is just AMZN. Thanks.